the land ownership issue. Should we allow people of non-African descent to own land in Liberia or continue it as is? Claudia, please come in.
Okay, do you want me to come in about this same topic, or can I bring something up that is currently unfolding right now in Robert Fields Highway, Boys Town?
Okay. I mean, if you have something, unfolding at Robert Street Highway, please come in.
Okay, about let's say about 3.5, 4 hours ago, a young man was stabbed multiple times. I mean, we're getting a lot of different information that he passed away. Some are saying he's in critical condition. This happened in the Boys Town community of Robert Fields Highway, Lower Margibi, District 1. And the ironic part about the entire situation is he was stabbed by the instrument used was scissors. And this has become a vicious trend in Liberia when you see people fighting. Gone are the days where everyone is using their knuckles or, punching skills. Now everyone is going for rocks, cutlass, and scissors. And if you check in majority of the little children book bags, because it's a requirement, it's a necessity, where the school says each child should have crayon, a little rubber scissors. You'll never find scissors in a little child's book bag, but you will always find scissors on the at-risk youth, people just in the communities. They use it as protection rather than invest a $15 or $20 taser or pepper spray to protect yourself. I think what happened tonight is very scary because this is the trend on the highway. No one is safe anymore. You even stay out of your way, you'll still be victimized somewhere or another. So that's the breaking news right now. Police are like all over the place, allegedly looking for the suspect or suspects, and everybody is shooken by it. Some people are still on the scene trying to understand what happened because, according to witnesses, the young man that was stabbed multiple times is a big trapper, someone that's popular amongst the at-risk youth. So there's going to be some rival backlash. You might see a lot of different things happening in the next couple of days. But I think Marshall, Margibi, Boys Town should be assured that everyone should remain calm because the AFL is on his side. Again, we talked about this on our program. The Shuffling Barrack, they are very engaged. The chief of staff of the armed forces lives in Marshall and has really done well with a vigilante team to make sure that he pushes out the criminal. He's zero tolerance to crime and drugs. His whole community doesn't even have any problems or challenges, but he is fighting and helping and working along with the LDA and police to not just be arresting people all around, but finding ways to keep everyone satisfied so that crime can reduce in number. So that is the breaking news right now.
But is the victim dead or in critical condition?
And that's the hard part right now because hour like this is not, you're not going to have an ordinary LMP. You're going to have what they call the anti-robbery task force. And they're not down with answering any questions at the moment. They have a different, let's say they have a different strategic way of working at night. They put on these ninja suits with the mask, so you can't just walk in like, hey, what happened? I'm a journalist. They'll just give you a look with their eye because that's all you can see. Everything else is armored up. So there wasn't ways to get information directly from the law side or from the
Mhm.
witnesses side. He was unresponsive and literally like in a coma. So there were speculations as to his if he's alive or not alive. But we will not know until in the morning because the environment is too dangerous. Because
Yeah.
now, people are going to retaliate. You just can't go up there with a press jacket. Just have to wait it out. Soon morning, we'll be able to, start contacting the press affairs or whatever and the spokesperson from LNP to find out more.
Mr. Nipe, any comment?
I need a little clarification that um, Miss Claudie, the little with the magnificent voice. Did I hear you say that the people are cloud with Max?
Yes, the
The
police
the
have a
vigilante?
task force.
Mm.
No, the LNP has a task force, anti-robbery task force. They're combined. It's a combined security task force. It's not just LNP. They have various other, they do joint security here in Liberia now, and it's really been working well.
Mm.
It's more like
And my
Richie Rice
question
said
is
yesterday.
whether they are wearing Max.
Yeah, they do at night. They do at night.
And,
They wear these, police designed, these ski masks, like, black in
uh,
color. It matches their platoon, their clothes, their office wear, like that.
oh.
They put it shows like their cheekbone, their eyes, and a little bit of their nose, but you won't be able to look there and say, okay, I know who that is. In fact, you won't even be able to
Whoa.
look because they look scary. But they're the ones that can handle the streets at night. They make all their arrests at night when we have programs that come on radio, uh, watching the community. The vigilantes are able to call on these programs. I'm hoping maybe one day Top FM will have such a program, and it allows that task force to get information and know where to go and bring relief to people who are in tedious situations like being robbed or rape cases, like that. So they
Mm.
do have gear that they wear that allows them to, how to be camouflaged. They want to be camouflaged and match the darkness so that they can be able to arrest it, and stuff like that. It's not an illegal
Mm.
dress code. It's something that's part of camouflaging themselves.
But I don't know whether that is a new normal because people who do riot control don't wear ski masks because it happened here in Minnesota and the rest is history anyway.
Yeah.
So for the Liberian National Police to adopt a system which they will want to create as a standardized new normal for police officers to be wearing masks. Uh, I think it's a recipe for the copycats, those who might be inclined to committing crime themselves. They will take that as a way. Well, the people can be in masks now. We ourselves we gotta be in masks.
Yes.
We gotta be in masks, and
Yeah. Again,
I,
it's
I,
it's a it's a legal attire. It's not something that they're trying to like. They're not robbing people up, but like I said, the Liberian National Police have the anti-robbery unit.
yeah, but
And
uh,
it's fast.
uh, whatever unit that they have, it's good to have a rapid response for an anti-robbery unit, a speedy action unit, whatever nomenclature might be given or they decide to give. My concern here is when the officers are wearing masks. Yes, it pointedly serve as something that the criminal themselves could capture. So the man, you see, there are one basic thing on the human body that are quick to capture things. That's the camera, the eyes. And the criminal goes and see this group of people dressing from the police station and they got their masks on. They themselves can wear masks. We have, they themselves could wear masks. And right in Minnesota, the world decried that because a certain security organization that were wearing masks. People could just see their faces. And as we speak, I think they are trying to do away with the mask business.
Yeah.
So if our Liberian National Police will drum themselves into a strange conduct that is border on they themselves committing crime and nobody knowing who happened. Because it happened during the MPFL time, where they had this going around to suppress the crime rate in the country. And they themselves were doing it. All of the nighttime taps. You see, so I think they should readjust that dress code. You're supposed to go there. Johnson coming there, Peter coming there. They got their arms already. So they should desist from just wearing masks because it is. You see, they say what is on earth is in heaven. If America cannot do it now, it's finally on it. Then Liberia should not do it. They can dress. They can put on their helmets because we were dressed with helmet when the riot. That thing was forced from riot control. Crowd control when we had the CIO and those people, and they were every now and then morning protests were on, and we will be there with our tension or platoon or nightstick or club, and our handcuff, our camelon, and we had our little pistol on our side at the time, and not the long range weapons. But the evolution of growth of crime provides a new conduct, but that conduct should not be something that the Liberian citizen will not know their own police officer. They will be afraid of their police officer wearing masks. So if criminals were to wear masks in 10 criminals come into a zone, you would think that police officer. You would think that police officer. So I want to just stop on that note.
Okay. All right. So
Excuse me.
I just contacted the officers who is part of the anti-robbery unit, and he says that no, it's not a bad thing that they do this. They said it's part of their operational security and also for their safety, because hiding and covering their faces helps them to be protected and their families from retaliation by these violent criminals. And they said it also protects them as well, and it intimidates the criminals that they're going to arrest, because when they can't see the officer's face, they're afraid because they don't know you can't read the expression of someone. You don't know their actions when they're coming at you. So they do that to also keep private, especially when they're off duty.
I understand our golden voice. I understand that, but hear me out very well. Those things only come into play when you are on when a squad of executioners have people on the firing line, or you're going to give lethal injection and what have you. But in modern day policing, I will have to look that up, and it does not. It is inapplicable when police is going to be blindfolded, so to speak. If you
Everyone.
even if you wore the uniform, you affect the arrest. They don't want to come at you; they will come at you. So that is a flaw kind of way of trying to justify why you as the police officer will be like somebody in what they call the place of one of these circuses where you have to put on masks and all of those things. If it was so, you'll find that it would be a dominant thing throughout the world. It would be a dominant thing throughout the world. The police is a peace officer, is a public utility personnel. You are drawn from the public domain, and after your 24 8 hours, you go right back into the same area. You serve as a deterrent. Although you come from the same public, but you try to deter crime. So what would be the kind of relationship between the police and the public if they are wearing masks? They are not going to execute anybody like it happened in 1980, where the government officials were being executed. Or in a jail compound where a criminal who has murdered a serial killer, for instance, who have been brought down guilty, and they're supposed to go on the electric chair, or they're supposed to be executed by lethal injection and or by the firing squad. It is at that time that it becomes most appropriate to cover your face. But we see the rapid response force here in the United States. They don't wear masks. The mask business came up only recently in Minnesota, as I continue to say. You can Google that up, and the police director himself can Google that up. But to transform the institution into a mask wearing or a special detail of that institution to be a mask wearing detail or company or platoon, I hope we are not opening a situation that will engulf our society. Because I've given an instance during the 1997 election when we had this situation on our hands. It was difficult for His Excellency, the President Charles Taylor. It was very difficult for him. Where the very police officers were going around and busting people doors at night. Then they called, I think, RRU, Rapid Response Unit. You see? So maybe if you wouldn't mind, you can call on the deputy director for operation, and or someone who is handling the rapid response detail, if they can come on the radio, because the public needs to know why.
Every operational, Mr. Nippy,
Hello?
Yeah.
every operational unit in Nigeria wears masks. Forget about just talking about the police. The immigration. I mean, everyone has seen these are special units designed to handle the severe parts of their entity. Immigration at the borders, dealing with immigrants coming in illegally, doing.
You see, Mr. Nubo is laughing because it's strange.
yeah, how immigration or officer will wear mask.
It's
Facebook,
strange.
how how all the people will do it here
The,
in the US. One of the ICE does that. The ICE and certain members of Congress kick against it, and they are changing it. So it is not a good practice. But anyway, let it's getting late in Liberia. I think we should go on a line and see, what our listeners say.
exactly.
Yeah, Chris, Chris, if you are around, take us to the line. Chris, okay,
Okay. I'd like to
okay.
say good evening and welcome those of you following. You've been listening to the conversation. This is a bet D4 program on top 15.3. So if you are there tonight, you've been listening 20 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock, which is, of course, it's late in Liberia. But we have our regular listeners and followers, those of you following by the Facebook, whatever you're following us from, you can call on 0881 1435 040776 105 105 0881 1435 0776 105 105. And you're going to be live tonight. One of our brother and friend, Tilly, better that call from the United States. He sent in the copy so everybody can look at it. Maybe you guys can say something about it later. Call her 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105 0881 1435 04 0881 1435 04. If you are there, you've been following the conversation. What will be your contribution? What will be your comment? What will be your recommendation? Yes, indeed. Let's hear you tonight on a bet D4 on 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105, and you're gonna be live on a bet D4 tonight. Let's see whether we can take our team some a little bit when we come back. While we are wait for the call, we come back. We continue to announce. Yeah, indeed. The song.
My people, time Top FM 105, 3 we on the air. Leader shout, Sheku Koroma. Run ready, in the play. Alex D. We're back there. He back to differ. I beg to differ, my people. If you're not correct, we go talk and so. From 9 o'clock to 12 midnight, we sitting here, we ready to fight. No palaver, no fear inside. True talk, me not go high. Call Mr. George Nubo, bring that stand. The veteran meeting, no nonsense. Right, talk and clear, breath.
We hold it right there, Carter. 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105. And you're gonna be live tonight on a bet D4. You've been listening to the conversation. What is on your mind? What you want to talk about? What you want to bring to the attention of our followers and listeners? What we've been talking about. Layer you on a bet D4 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105, and you're gonna be live tonight. Let's hear you tonight. About D4. What is in your mind? Which of the question you want to ask? We talk about, the way in which leader should be called, and they have somebody have something to say about our leaders or other leaders. Yeah, that way Mr. Numbo went to the traditional area. I used to call my mother Mama. I used to call my auntie name. Now you for all the kind of thing. Quarter on 088-114-3504-0776-105-105. And you're gonna be live. Mr. Numo, I think that I like keep the conversation rolling. In case of anything, I'm gonna sign at you. But anyone who not calls, I think we're not gonna take that. So let's see. Let's go to the phone line. Yeah, okay. So let's go to the phone line and talk to this caller. Uh, oh my word, trying to stick. Anyway, you can call her back, okay? You can still
Oh,
call her back on 081-14-3504-0776-105-105. Mr. Numo, you can take control. Yes, indeed. I
okay.
think you can take control for now.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Uh, uh, let's check to see if Mr. Wright is around. Let him weigh in on the security personnel no wearing mask if he is around. Mr. Wright? Okay. What is it? Set of interest in the country.
I think Mr. Wright is not around. Mr. Nubo.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's not around, so they're leaving. The man is on a celebration. People coming to your house,
Okay.
tons of things.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Well, the I won't comment on a highlighted comment or question. Um, okay. Well, if we have anyway, today is Saturday, so we need to start closing. Alice, no, Chris gotta go home. Today is Saturday, so let's start with Honorable Nippy on everything tonight. You have 4 minutes.
Wow. Again, thank you so much. um, in our setting in the Republic of Liberia, and I like to go back retrospect why we call people in the community, and I'm a Catholic, so we call the priest father, and the next person would be the parish priest and the father too. And then Monsignor, we address him as Monsignor. For instance, if he were alive, the late Monsignor Robert Batiatipo, Doctor, or Monsignor Dr. Robert Batiatipo, you address him like that. Monsignor Conley, who has been raised to the Episcopal rank of Bishop of Harper, you call him Bishop. My dad, when I was much younger, a businessman. I call him good friend. I call his brother my daddy. I call him daddy until he died in 1992. My late sister and my elder late sister and I, we call him daddy. And some people will say papa. The same goes with mama and mom. My mother, I call her sister. Uh, so we give these special names to the people because of where they sit, out of obedience to them, respect, courtesy. Like Billy Carto, Mr. Doe, whenever he was in that his official dress code, the khaki, or whether he was wearing his mufti or the olive green, we refer to him as Captain Doe because he earned that rank. It is once a doctor, always a doctor. So the legislators should be referred to as such, as honorable men. They were elected to those noble offices. So we cannot just. And I was wondering while we were holding this conversation, I was wondering if she asked for audience through the office of the speaker, the honorable speaker of the House of Representatives, whether she referred to him as speaker or honorable.
The Senate.
Oh, okay. But even at that, I think she would not just unceremoniously just walk in the Capitol and say she want to go into the chamber. Yeah, I think the what she did was she wrote the Honorable House of Senate, and then that letter will go to the President pro tempore, Honorable Yombi Kanga Lawrence. So to negate that and say, okay, because there are many Norths in the chamber, so I will not call them honorable. I mean, look at the British Parliament. The British Parliament, they call more North than in the bucket. Does that mean that they should not be called honorable or Lord or Sir? So I think she is driving the children of tomorrow, the senators of tomorrow, the doctors of tomorrow, to not recognize what they must learn now. Because even the Holy Bible says, give unto Caesar what is Caesar. She would not like to be called Lima Bowe. We have to put Hannah to her name, Mrs. Lima Bowe. And in most times they refer to her as honorable. Most times they refer to her as honorable. Why does she accept the title honorable? She accepts it because it is an esteemed title that we give to people in the society who have done very well. The teacher now, they elevated them to professor, prof. So I beg your indulgence. I'm under the weather. So even with the Episcopalian priest, you call them father, like I said, Father Johnson. So I think she should go down that way to educating the young people, because the mind of a young child is like sponge. If you put it in red paint, it will be red. It will come out red. The sponge will come out red. If you put that sponge in white paint, it will come out white. If you put it in black paint, that sponge will come out black. What am I saying? If those children are under her control, her supervision or guidance, you want to properly construct them so that the culture of civility can be something that they learn as early as the ages that they have. So tomorrow, they will not go and see a senator and say, hey, because I don't know whether she's referring to that, or go into the House of Representatives. Mr. Johnson? No, Senator Johnson, I would be most appropriate that we come to my whole organization, the Liberian National Police. As Mr. Noble had said, it is only ICE, as never before, that started wearing masks. Many senators and the public frowned against that. And, we think that practice is not a useful thing to do, and so even the government of the United States is trying to overhaul that conduct of ICE wearing masks. ICE wearing masks. So our operation, we applaud the Liberian National Police for its due diligence, for taking the risk for us to go into risky area. But I think what they could do, they could get the riot control helmet. The riot control helmet so that they can be properly identified and stop and desist or change the dress code from wearing masks. Because sooner or later they will have a contending series of negative actions from the public domain. Those who are bent on committing heinous crime will start wearing masks, and there will be tit for tat and butter for bread. So I think the Liberian National Police will start to do well and get into what is a standard universal practice. Having said that, I just want to talk about one thing that's on my mind. As a matter of fact, two things. We have the proliferation of the Burkina Faso state in our place, and I'm not trying to be xenophobic. I'm not trying to be xenophobic here. I'm trying to call a spade a spade. They are coming from a space next to the Ivory Coast, between the border of Ivory Coast and the Republic of Ghana, and they are in a extreme place. We need for them to be identified. We need for them to do the needful thing to register, if it's possible, get their residence card, and so that those who brought them to do farming, we need cocoa to so that I think those people are thinking about adding value to our cocoa and coffee beans, which is commendable. I mean, fantastic that they are doing those things. But short of proper identification, I will encourage them to please, to kindly consider to have those people properly identified, because we understand some of them are way in the forest where you have to walk 2 miles sometimes before you can get to. The next thing on my mind is the death of the 4 motorcyclists. The 4 motorcyclists, our people, the Liberian National Police, the county attorney, the superintendent, the city hall mayor who controls the city of Zouedru must work in tandem to ensure that these incidents can be properly contained. Because if it's not properly contained, people in Grand Gila County, by 5:30 they will start leaving the streets. They will be afraid. They will start leaving the street. As a matter of fact, the entire belt of the southeastern, that we will go into that area. So those are the things that are on my mind. And the drug issue is the last thing on my mind. $19 million worth of US dollar worth of cocaine. We saw it happen twice. And we saw it with 100 million. Then in Kipamas, it was widely reported that over $200 million worth of cocaine were swimming in the ocean, and the crew people fishing net caught that one. And a certain distinguished personality was in Harper, Maryland for about 2 weeks. So we don't want like somebody on Spoon's TV was trying to. I don't know why these people here sometimes they cannot be careful with the kind of language they use, the qualitative or qualifying adjective that they use on Liberia. Liberia is now a narco state. And there's a Sierra Leonean turned Liberian on that station who calls Liberia a narco state. And I wonder why he did not call his party a narco party, that is the CDC, the Congress for Democratic Change, with no apologies. Why didn't call the Congress for Democratic Change a narco party when we heard about Cooch, when we heard about cocaine, the tune of $100 million, which is 5 times more than the $19 million. Why did he choose? You don't have to love a party, but you must love the Republic of Liberia. And don't ascribe the bad agitator to Liberia being a narco state. You shouldn't do that. Our country is not a narco state. That's why the government is all hands on deck, leaving no stone unturned, and they're trying to make sure that they bring the perpetrator to justice. I hope they can do it and do it very soon. With that, I want to thank you, Chris. I want to thank the radio audience, Mr. George Nubo, and our fantastic golden voice, Claudie, the town's mother in Crew. That is the linguistic definition, Claudie, for giving us these timely information. And to you, George, Honorable George Nubo. Thank you for giving me for being so gracious, sir. To give me the 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and all what have you.
Yeah.
What a pleasure. Good night to everybody.
Maybe Monday you will get half many. Now we gotta move on to our golden bird with the melodious golden voice, Miss Claudie, to comment and close.
All right, thank you very much. Just to make it clear, I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble here, but yes, let's just say even before this new government, we have been seeing securities personnel from higher up units in the attire of a ninja. And from my understanding, it is only legally done with the LNP and a few other security personnel that form the Liberian government, but not the ordinary security guys, mining houses all around here and stuff.
No.
And again, Liberia has a joint security unit. They are the ones that have that attire because they're dealing with sophisticated criminals, not your ordinary climbing your ceiling or bust your door type of criminals, but those high class criminals. Even the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency, especially the ones that seized the 19 million worth of cocaine, were in similar mass attires because they're dealing with high class crime. You mentioned something about ICE in America does it, and it brought to my attention there is a very trending topic that's going on right now pertaining to ICE, which involves Robert Bangor. He is a trans male. If you don't know what trans is, it's someone that their gender is female, like, I don't really know how to describe that, but because
I
some
know,
trans
I
are actually
know, I know the figure
I
you're
don't know
talking
what
about.
sexuality he is. Okay, let me change that. I don't really know his
I know,
sexuality.
I mean, for me, I know the figure you're talking about. I heard a name over and over on Prophet Key.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
well that Prophet Key is in jail right now, so we're not gonna get him that morale yet. Let him get out
Oh,
first
okay.
before we give him that other cookie. Okay, so anyways, this has been an issue for a lot of Liberians. And a lot of us, especially as Speak series, people say, oh, y'all deportees, y'all like this, y'all like that, not knowing how we returned home. And this is one of the number one issues right there. When someone is not satisfied with you, or maybe your living environment or who you are, they can just walk into immigration, even call the hotline and snitch on you and say, hey, Claudia doesn't have documents. And in less than a minute, immigration will be at my door asking me to show my passport. And if I can't provide it, I will be detained, and not detained in a special prison that's designed for those cases, immigrants. But we are put in a prison with the general public of people who commit crimes, you know, typical crimes now, like murder and drunk driving and different crimes then. And they go through this traumatic experience while fighting their case. Imagine being in ICE custody for 3 to 10 years fighting your case, like Bangor, for instance. He's probably going to fight his case for a very long time. Being detained doesn't mean that you're going to be deported right away. No, you have your legal right to fight your case. And I think that we need to stop snitching on people, especially when you know that it could harm that person's life. Because Liberia right now, we have zero tolerance to homosexuality. And I also know that when you're fighting your case in America to not be deported, you have the legal right to show the reason why you shouldn't be sent back, which is called an asylum. In his case, I'm sure he's going to use the defense of homosexuality, even though we don't know if he's gay. Because, like I said, we have so many sexualities. One that's so important to know about is called pansexuality. That's one that confuses so many people. A pansexual doesn't have a particular interest in any gender, but only have interest in what they want at that time. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're attracted to men, or they're attracted to the same sex or the opposite sex. And in this case, we have a man who on social media portrays a woman, which we know as and identify as trans. And the person we heard allegedly, CC maintain, to have reported him for the reason of his sexuality might even find herself swallowing her own spit, because he could use that as a defense not to be deported back to Liberia, just as we would use any other defense. For example, with FGM, if you can prove that it could affect you if you're deported back to Liberia, you could fight your case. If you can prove your family was affected by the former civil war, and if you go back, you could be murdered or kidnapped or even arrested, you could win your case. He has his right to fight his case as to why he's been illegally in America. And we also know for a fact, if you commit a crime and it extends punishment of at least 365 days in prison, you are considered to be removed. You will have your procedure removed or process or whatever. But in Bangora's case, he has no record of ever committing any crime or being arrested for any criminal charges. So he has a very good case. I just hope that people stop what they're doing, because it ruins everything around our country and our community. It's bad. It's not fair. Because if we start doing it like that, then I think that there's a game that everyone's going to start playing on one another. So we have to be careful on how we deal with people, especially people who are different from you and different from myself. Everyone has their right, really. That's all I wanted to add. And it's been a
Thank,
pleasure tonight. Thank you for giving me my
thank
little
you.
2
Thank
minutes.
you. Thank you very much. I think even though you said my mention of ice brought us to the Bengura case, but it has little or nothing to do with what we are discussing when we're talking about police people wearing masks in Liberia. We are in the US, ICE wear masks. And what I want to see the police people do more in Liberia is wearing body cameras and not masks. I mean, if I was in a situation where a policeman came and rescued me, serious accident, fire incident, and the policeman had a mask on, tomorrow, no, how will I identify who to go and thank? Who my community will go to church and pray for? Which officer? So those are the things we are talking. So I want police officers in Liberia to be wearing body cameras and not masks. We want to see our officers. They are there for our security. And if Mr. Wright is not around, then it is back to you, Chris, to send us home. Thank you.
We say thanks to every one of you. Yes, indeed. Mr. Wright, I'd like to say thank you. Like D, I call you Madam Smith. I'd like to say thank you so much. Being on the platform is very much education and important. Uh, our professor, George H. Numbo, and my niece, my big niece, Christopher J. Nippe, big one, my father niece, my grandfather niece. I'd like to say thanks to every one of you. And to our followers, yes, indeed, I'd like to recognize every one of you. Yeah, Ered, D. Willie, I'd like to say thank you. Prince Nayu, I'd like to say thank you. Tile Bebe, I'd like to say thank you. Also, Chikta Sebastian, I'd like to say thank you. And those of you that call on the phone line this evening to be part of the show, your calls, and following the show is very much important because without you, we will not be here. So you and all make the program to be a successful one. So Marco Gay, I'd like to say thank you. Augustine W. Chita, I'd like to say thank you. Bobby Talley, I'd like to say thank you. Chris Java, I'd like to say thank you. Bexin, Jaguar, and Bexin Jaguar would like to say thank you. Maya Gay would like to say thank you. Our own friend, brother, and uncle Tilly Bede, who called from the United States, would like to say thank you. Kumakoto, Ruth Kumakoto would like to say thank you. And also, Prince Nayu called while following the show. We'd like to say thanks to every one of you. And those of you that are even called, but playing a listening role to this platform. This is Abed to D4, and today is Saturday. Yes, indeed. Abed to D4, take break. And it's going to be back Monday, the same time, the same station. I'd like to say thanks to every one of you. And bye-bye. We are out.
Yes, me strong woman, yeah. If you wrong, she go. My people, hello time, oh.
TOP FM